fuck's sake. Oh, who left the goddamn center of the fucking rivet? Hello, viewers. Welcome back to the new project here on the Grumpy Penguin channel. This is a Radical Prosport 6, I think. I don't know. I forget. But it is a Radical. That is a Hayabusa motor. And there is no bodywork. I do have the bodywork, though. It's just in storage at the moment. So right now, basically, this is a new project for the channel. I pulled this car out of a barn last year in quite a number of pieces. Since then, I've done a little bit of restoration work on the suspension, just kind of cleaned it up, painted it, nothing fancy, nothing special. I've got the motor reinstalled and ready to go with just basic Hayabusa little upgrade mods. There's a dry sump system on it, upgraded fuel rail, and everything else is pretty much designed as Radical put this car together originally. So the plan for the car for me is I'm going to use it for autocross and doing a little bit of hill climb. For the hill climb reasons, I don't want to fully cage the Datsun project because I still like to use it on the street. It's pretty fun on the street. I think this will be a really fun and rewarding hill climb car. It'll be fast and probably a little scary. Have to get used to that. But also it's going to be really cool for autocross. There is a class for it. It's B-Mod class. I don't know if there's any other Radicals, but there's a lot of other sports racers, which is technically what this is classed as. So yeah, stick with me today. We're going to do just a little bit of odds and ends work. This is kind of like putting Legos together. The car's already been built. Now it's just a matter of finding all the parts and putting them all back together. The car luckily did come with most of the parts. It came with the motor, though not the original motor. And it came with kind of all the suspension and everything already on it. So right now I've got the side pod off. I do have a new fuel tank because the old one was expired, so it was no longer good. So today we're just going to kind of start getting the fuel tank in and get it mounted up. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, that's real good. Put that shit on the internet. For fuck's sake. Oh, who left the goddamn center of the car? So one of the new technologies I'm going to be incorporating into this build that I didn't use too much in the Datsun is 3D printing. This is just a very simple base. It took me maybe 5 minutes to design in Fusion and get maybe an hour or two on the 3D printer to print out. But what it's going to do is it's going to be laid down here as kind of a back brace for the fuel tank. So it's never going to see any heat. It should ideally never see any fuel, assuming the fuel tank isn't ruptured. So all it's really doing is providing a little stability for the fuel cell that's going to go right here. Now, it's good. It's stuck. That stuff takes a little time to set, but cool. So the next thing will be measuring the flat stock piece that goes here. And I think I left myself enough room to do this one too. I did, because somebody planned this out. Totally missed. Now, the fuel cell should drop right into position. And these are fitting up nicely. They're not secured yet, obviously. So yeah, get those pop riveted into place and we'll be good to go. that little bit of fab work done on the fuel tank, it's time to get it installed for the last time, hopefully. The only reason this might have to come out in the future is to install the filler neck. I am going to install a remote filler neck for this thing, and it may require it coming out of the car again. That'll be what connects to here. But to do that, I've got to bring the bodywork out to the shop. I haven't done that yet, so. And the bodywork's going to need to be here, just so you know where the remote filler neck needs to go. That'll get mounted to the frame of the car, and then that way I can take the bodywork off without having to disconnect the filler every time I want to take the nose cone off, which may very well be every time I load the car onto the trailer. So, kind of trying to plan ahead a little bit on that one. So I think between being sandwiched against the chassis of the car and having 4 bolts over about an 8-inch flange, there should be plenty holding this fuel cell in place. I'm also going to need to construct a firewall around it per the regulations, just to, since it is in the driver's compartment. So that'll be the next big project. But I think in the meantime, I do have my AN hoses, and I can probably start making those to fit up to the fuel cell. So that might be next, or may start a little bit of the fab work for the firewall. And I don't think I'm going to make it necessarily a removable firewall. Maybe just the top portion. So if you ever have to get the skill tank out, I'm going to have to drill out rivets, but that's going to be pretty rare. All right, well, that is the fuel tank installed. And I just want to say that all car projects should be fun. I definitely caught myself on the Datsun project struggling a little bit, not having as much fun as I'd like. I absolutely love working on this Radical and putting it back together and doing what is essentially a restoration on this older race car. And I am just beside myself having so much fun doing this. So this is what this hobby is all about. This should be fun. And I'm very excited to take this thing to the track and to drive it. So I'll be sharing that with all of you when I do, and hopefully that will be here in the next couple months. There's really not that much left. It looks very naked at the moment, but there isn't that much left to do. So yeah, just stick with me. Welcome to this series. And if you like what you see, check out my Datsun series. There's lots more fabrication work and stuff like that in that build. And again, there'll be some driving videos and stuff up this summer. Kind of really looking forward to this season. So click the like bell, click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.